The Lebanese civil war, which ended in 1990, was long and brutal. Yet throughout the conflict, the Caracalla dance theatre never stopped performing. It was founded in 1970 by Abdul Halim Caracalla and is now the most prominent dance company in the Middle East. Members have also performed worldwide throughout Europe, Africa, Canada, Russia and America. Every woman went to meet them.
In the Arab world, there was many dance companies at folkloric dance companies, but at a dance theater, a whole spectacle de dance like everywhere else, that was the first time Caracalla did.
This is the new production for the Caracalla Dance Theatre. We are very proud to premiere this new production here in Qatar. It is thanks to the Qatar Foundation. They said they wanted a theme, of course, based on the heritage of the Arab world, of the Arab tradition, of the Arab culture, but based on Qatari values, and this is what we have done. We are very proud.
We stay here, we make a lot of research to find out what we could use of their tradition to put it in theatrical way. Because it's not only to take tradition, you have to know how to use that tradition.
When we say Caracalla, it's more like international. It's more like world style. It's not only Arabic style that we have. It's not only folklore. It's a mix between many cultures, you know.
This combination of modern technique and oriental gesture movements, that was the amazing thing about the Caracalla. And wherever we go at the world, you know, everybody they were writing about this thing.
You take one melody of the Arab heritage, but you put it in a Western orchestration. It should be put it in the right form for the outside world as well as for the Arab public. It takes time that the Arabs start to admire the Caracalla dance, and then they are proud what Caracalla did around the world. And when he brings the heritage of the Arab as unity, so we are a Lebanese, but really we speak the Arab heritage.
The company started with around 12 dancers. It was a very small company at the beginning, and one of the first dancers was Al Jazeera. She stayed with the company for over 20 years. She joined the company before I was born, and she was really one of the backbones of the company. She worked very closely with my father, and she really had a main role in the company as a dancer and as part of our family.
My love with the Caracalla started from the first day in 1968. Caracalla used to give us dance lessons at the school in Baalbek.
Take your place, please. بسرعة.
Then he went to England to have his master choreography in London School of Contemporary Dance. And he came to Beirut. He passed by the house and put a note at the door that I'm starting a dance company. If you like to join me, you can meet me at the Cité Sportive in Beirut. So I told my parents, and you know, in that time, a girl dancing, it was not common. The Haidar family all was very against it.
Back then, for a woman to join a dance company and travel, go around the world performing, it was quite difficult. So she was quite a rebel.
We went to Osaka International Fair in Japan. We went for 20 days and we stayed like 3 months. It was a great success. In 1973, we did a whole performance at the Kremlin in Moscow, at the Kirov in Leningrad. King Hussein he gave us his patronage for Carnegie Hall in New York, Kennedy Center in Washington, Sadler's Wells in London, and Théâtre des Champs-Élysées at Paris. This is in Sourir du Liban, and It was during the war of Lebanon in 1978. All the time during the war we continue, and that was our, we had to spread a message everywhere that Lebanon survive. We are there and we continue to live, and this is the real image of Lebanon, not what you are seeing at the news.
The school had been going on for many years before the war, but it was a very small institution that my father had started. So when I came back to Beirut, I thought I would like to focus on creating a real dance institution, one that would be able to give opportunities to people in Lebanon and all over the Middle East to learn all styles of dance.
Left leg up, lift up and over, stretch over.
If you're brought up in England or in the US or any European country, you're encouraged to go into the performing arts. There's a lot of institutions, universities, schools, job, employment for artists, for dancers. In the Middle East, it's a different mentality. I mean, you do not see families here sending off their 7-year-old to become a professional ballerina.
1, 2, up.
You cannot be married and having family and be a dancer with the Caracalla. You have to travel a lot, you have to train a lot, you have to give a lot of time to the company. That's why, you know, you have to choose in life what you want to be. In 1991, I got married. I left Caracalla, then I lived in Canada, then in south of France. And Caracalla used to call me to ask me about things because I used to be the public relation of the company beside being a dancer. And I used to be very sad when he called me and what I'm doing here, married and, you know, boring life, let's put it this way, but comparing to the Caracalla life, so exciting. You know, the excitement that you have on stage, you can't have it anywhere else.
What makes the work of this artist so unique is his ability to grip the audience with productions on a scale unseen in the Arab world. Abdul Halim Caracalla says that as a child of the historic and artistic Lebanese city of Baalbek, he has an obligation to the arts, which is why he keeps returning as a top billing at the festival there. Largely discouraged from theatre by his parents, Caracalla proved his physical prowess by becoming the Lebanese and Arab pole vaulting champion. To study theatre, he left Lebanon for Europe, fulfilling his passion in Paris and London in the 1960s, and going on to create his own dance theatre in 1970. His charismatic energy soon put him in front of world and Arab leaders who saw him promoting a positive side of their part of the globe, and it had him mingling with leading regional and international artistic figures such as the legendary Italian film and theatre director Franco Zeffirelli. Now working closely with his son Ivan and daughter Elissar, Caracalla takes on traditional and modern themes for his productions. To this day, no one has managed to replicate the magic that Caracalla brings to Arabian theatre, and his drive to show the world the beauty of Arab culture still has those in power seeking his company.
What is the magic behind it? What is it that makes people like it so much?
Maybe because I try to bring the East and the West together in one language. I make a lot of research. I travel all around the Arab world to take notes, to record thousands of songs, to know our identity. Because I don't want to create a ballet without knowing who we are. Because one time the Arab was the highest civilization in the world. But this civilization never go. It stay with people. It stay with heritage. So I try to take the heritage as element to create our dance theater. To blend this amalgam between East and West and the dance language is very difficult. Because the angle of the body, when it's the style of the modern is different, the style of the classic is different, and the style of the Arab tradition is different. So when you put all this in one body dancer, something come out of mystery, the mystery of the Orient. I am proud to be an Arab, but to know very well how I could use my heritage in a modern dance theater.
You were born in Baalbek, when Lebanon was a very different place. What are your early childhood memories of that time?
Well, Baalbek is the city of Heliopolis. Baalbek is the city of the sun. So the civilization of Baalbek has been there since 2000 years. I born beside the Acropole, beside the temple of Baalbek. So maybe there is some magic between my born there in Baalbek. Baalbek is a city of a great artist. It's not Caracalla come out of Baalbek. It's known that Baalbek always there is a great artist come out from Baalbek. So since the Baalbek festival been there in the temple, all the great artists come to Baalbek festival. Well, whoever go to Baalbek festival now, he became grand because the temple give the artist back the great magic. So all artists in the world dream to go to Baalbek festival. Come and one of the ambassador, I don't want to say his name, he say, look, he cheer up and he say, look, this ballet of Caracalla give the Arab dignity for the Arab, more than 1,000 speech of any foreign minister. So that means the culture give a good image about the Arab.
Martha Graham, of course, in the 1960s, you were there when training with her.
It was the first school in Europe, Martha Graham, it was in London. And Martha, especially her, she touched me in my back by her finger. She came to the school and she touched me. And that finger, it gave me something in my life. Not only Arab dance, she studied all the human move from India, from Far East, from Middle East, all the Arabs. She studied the ribs, the hips, the shoulder, the head. She used the body as total expression. She broke down the line of the classic. I think she is the genius of all genius. Martha Graham, she is something different. I don't believe that a woman could do that. She is the god of modern dance. And she creates the body. She creates the body to speak another language.